Hello everybody and welcome back to Elm Creek. So it's a bit of a different episode today because I've decided to do a bit of building and I'm going to share it with you because a lot of the building work I do off camera because it takes a long time to do. I thought, you know what, I'm going to focus this episode on doing a lot of building work. So if you want to see things being developed and the building work going on, then stay tuned. That's what this episode's going to be about. But a quick little update. Things have sort of been sorted out now, sorted the fields out. I've got rid of the mulchers because I just don't know what they do. It sort of says it helps the soil, but the game's not asked for me to do it. I did it on these fields, I spreaded it with manure, as you can see, got a slight little dark kind of tint to it. But the mulching, it just took so long, and I don't really know what it's doing, so I thought, I'm just going to get rid of them because it's not going to help us that much. Like, we're going to see a massive difference, like, you know, in the fields. Money's doing alright, so I just don't think it's needed. I have sorted a few little bits out though, so we have got bits of equipment littered all around because I have been just working through a few bits. You might have seen from the last episode then, when I was doing bits like showing you around the new sheep pasture and that little area that I made at the end of the episode, I might have fast forwarded to 10 o'clock without really thinking about it. So I fast forwarded till 10 just so I could show you what it looked like at night. Completely forgot that we were in August, and August was the last month that we could do the wheat fields with. So it was about 10 o'clock at night. As soon as we hit midnight, them fields suddenly then wither, or basically die. And that would have been a complete waste. Luckily, at 20 past 10 I realised and thought, oh, hold on a minute. Froze time, and I had to spend then a lot of hours in the dark making sure I got them fields sorted. So they're all sorted now, you know. Cut a long story short, they're all sorted, all harvested, straw got up. Got about 400 litres off each of the fields. So you might remember this one down here. This has been done. Yeah, I got about sort of nearly 500,000 litres of straw off this field. We got a good amount. I think it was about 300,000 litres off here. And then, yeah, you might see something going on up here. This field here, 32, was the wheat field. Well, I've decided to stitch these together. And I've got a worker who's just working his way through. Been working on this for quite a few hours, actually. But like I said, the first time, so we can't really sort of tell exactly how long. But yeah, quite a few hours actually in real life. Hours. I stitched it all together because little 34 here of potatoes, and so obviously I harvested them all, sorted them all out. And I just thought I'm going to make one big field. You can see, yeah, look, see there's a little bit there what's showing it's been mulched because that's what I did on the potatoes. And then I just thought, you know what, this isn't really actually making any difference at all. The game's not asking for it to be mulched. So I just left it. I just thought I'm going to give up on mulching. But looking over here then, this is it's grass. It's a hell of a grass field. And yeah, well, we need grass because it, you know, for silage, hay and all that kind of stuff. So I just thought, well, why not make that one? And then this one down here, well, we'll just sort of not get rid of it, but we'll change it into something else. So that's what I've done. I've not done anything else with any of these fields. A worker's just sorted that one out for me. Doing a good job as well. Look at this, he's gone all to the edges. Now, occasionally, sort of down here, he has been stopping, so I've had to keep going and checking on him. But now we're over here, it seems to be going okay. He got sort of stuck up on the grass, and then it was like, oh, I'm done. You're not done, mate. Spin around and go back again for me. But yeah, he's doing a cracking job there. And that is going to be a major, you know, amount of grass. So we don't really need this field down here as grass as well. I did sell a couple of fields. The 38, I got rid of that one after I harvested it because we don't need it. We've got so many fields now. 41 and 42, I got rid of them as well because we don't need it. So what I did do is I'm focusing down here. Now this is the little sheep pasture kind of little area that I made, and I showed you in the end of the last episode. Well, I noticed all this here, and you can buy that, and it comes with field 37. 73. Should we try and get the numbers? Numbers are not my strong point today. 73. Now, I don't really need to do much with 73. I don't really need it, but as you can see, it comes with it. It's all part of the package. I was more focusing on this area here. And I just thought, ooh, well, I did like a little area here. Why not do one here? That is what we're going to focus on today. So, let's go and jump down there then. Let's go over to our little sheep pasture. Let's just go to the tailor shop and then... Oh, I've ended up in the tailor shop. We didn't want to do that, did we? Let's try. Can we go to the sheep pasture? There we go. We can get out of there. So, yeah, time marks because I've been sorting this out, and there was a lot of wool. A lot of wool here. There was a good 15 pallets stacked up here after sort of sleeping from the last month. So the sheep are really pumping it out, and the spinnery, we've got 16, nearly 17,000 litres in there, and if I'm honest, it's struggling to cope. Like, it's not pumping it out very quick, so the tailor shop is like got, what, 500 litres in it. It's like, come on, I need some more, send it across to me. So we might have to look at doing another spinnery just to try and sort of keep the tailor shop with fabric, really. This is cut by a worker. I've just got to hoover it up, so we'll sort that, and then obviously then I've got to sort out that field for something else. So this little area that I did here, this is the kind of thing I'm thinking of. So this is what we're going to focus on today. Pretty much all this episode is going to be about this area. I thought I'm just going to bring you along for this one. And we'll see how we go. So it's this little road here. This was in, so we just sort of come down here, past somebody's house, through a little gated area. That's quite nice. We just come round the corner, and you might start seeing that the walls that I've started putting in. Oh, look at this. It just looks so good. So I've already started doing a little bit, just because these are the sort of things that take a bit of time to try and work out, like where you want the gates and making the areas, because all this was sort of like concreted. So I had to kind of work out and try and balance it out. So you've got like a couple of walls there, gate, a couple of walls, gate, and then so on. Just to try and keep it looking even, looking nice. Obviously one gate didn't look right. I thought, well, let's put two in. We don't really need two, but it seems to sort of balance it out a little bit more. So I just sort of did this here, and as you can see, it's not quite been done, it's slightly leaking over. This is what I said about on the other one. It takes a lot of time because you might have to go and trim that back a bit so it doesn't leak over to the road, but it's not too bad. So I've sort of started that one, but as you can see, this this is our new, like, you could call this a, oh dear, you could call this a business park. Look at the size of this. It's huge. So I've already gone through and sort of flattened the area because, if I'm honest, I didn't know if this was going to work or not. So I thought I didn't want to do that on camera just in case it was a complete mess. So I flattened it. I've gone over this sort of concrete texture. And you will see if you look around, obviously because I've had to flatten it, we are going to get these kind of things. You are going to get this, but this is why we kind of wall it in so you don't sort of spot that. Keep that on the outside, don't really notice. Had to get rid of some of the trees because they were floating. Obviously, as you can imagine, I've dropped it down quite a bit. This here, yeah, this is sort of pretty much the edge of the map here. As you can see, this sort of edge won't let me go any further down here. I mean, we can walk down here, but it's the edge of the map here, so you can't go terrain any further down there. So we're just going to sort of put the wall across here. It's going to go all the way around the edge, and then over here. This here, this is the field. This is field 73 that comes with that plot of land. I don't really need this. I don't really need any more fields. We've got enough for what we need to do now. So what I'm thinking of doing with this, on this business park here, I'm thinking of putting the fish factory. Fish production area, I'll show you that in a second. But also for the fish, you need pallets because the fish go on pallets. So you have to put pallets into the fish production. But obviously pallets, then you need trees to be able to make pallets and so on. I'm sure you get the idea. So I'm thinking of using this and actually planting it of trees, turning this into like a forest. So we can then grow them, cut them down, send them into the business park. Hence why I've gone, obviously, yes, it is going to look rough on the outside because of obviously changing the ground level. You can't really do much about that. It looks a bit of a turd, but you've got to roll it in glitter, just to make it look nice, which is, what I've technically done. Grassed it, and obviously the wall's going to carry on going along. put this little area here because then so we could just sort of come through to sort of get some wood, stack it in a trailer, in the log trailer, and take it in here. And obviously gates come out this way because if it went any other way, it's just going to catch the ground and look stupid. This way looks great. So yeah, we just got to basically finish off this wall, which I'm going to do, and then we're going to have a look at some of the factories to put in. Yeah, it does, like I said, it looks a bit rough. This did slightly go a bit wrong here. That is actually, I think that's, there is the built-in sawmill of the game. So we can use this as well. But I want to sort of put my own in, really, and turn this into a little business park. So let's carry on, and let's just see then if we can finish off doing these walls across here. Now, again, I'm not sure how this is going to go, so we need to go into decoration. When you go down to fences, and when you go all the way across here and find which one it is. Now, you don't get much options, really, you see. So you can go for these kind of gates, like that. But then, to go with them gates, you have to then go for these. It's the same pattern, so the gate and fence pack, that's the pack what comes together. And I'll be honest, I just didn't think the hedge thing would look right. So I've gone for these ones, which is the same one we used for the little sheep area. But there's so many different ones in here. It's trying to find which is the correct one. It's these ones here. So they're the gate options, as you can see. And then you get the fence, which is this, which looks better than the ones with the hedge in the middle. So this is why I've had to sort of go for this again, because obviously the gate and fence options kind of sort of go together. So you don't really get a bit of a choice. Now this is what you have to watch as well. When you go along too far, it's saying that the terrain's too steep. So you can come back a bit here. You can see the ground's changing, so we might have to do some work on that. But sometimes you find if you just drop it in there, and then you can carry on, you see, sometimes it's not too bad. We do need to try and like work it out a little bit of how far we can go across. We can come back across if need be. It's just a matter of literally, oh yeah, you can see the ground starting to go up there. So yes, we need to sort of come back over here a bit. I think that's pretty good there. We'll just keep going across here and just see how much we can get in here. Obviously, the wider we can go and the more area we can get, the better. Now, yes, this is going to cost quite a bit of money. But we're doing all right for money at the minute. So if we just go there, we should hopefully be able to join these up like that. Beautiful. I mean, geez. But it's only when you see the wall in, you actually start to realize the size of this. I mean, this is ridiculous. Now, yes, we're looking from this kind of point of view. You can see around the house here, it sort of has stooped down just a little bit there. But I don't think that's a massive issue. When you sort of go back into normal person mode, should be okay. Now, we just kind of attach it back on here, and basically we just carry on. We need to sort of try and get this straight, and luckily this should be pretty flat. So we should be able to keep going until about... Now, it's a bit tricky because that tree's in the way. I'm going to say if we go about there, and then if we just sort of move away, we can have a look and sort of see. Yeah, that looks all right. Now, there is bits of grass kind of cutting through the wall here, so we can tidy that up a little bit after. I think we just need to be a bit... Oh, yeah, you see, this is the thing what you got to be careful of. So if I go across to the right, you can see it stops there. So even though the concrete area has gone further, this is as far as it's letting me build on up to here. So that's something we've got to bear in mind here. So we're going to need to go across sort of to there and then run it down all the way down as far as it'll let me go. I mean, it's still a lot. I know we've cut a bit off there. So if we just fix that in there. So yeah, we have technically lost a lot more than I thought we were going to. So initially I thought we were going to be going to that edge. So it has made it a little bit shorter, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. It's still going to be good enough. Now, do we go from this point here, I think? If we go from here... Now, we could just go straight across, but I think we'll try and squeeze a little bit more. So if we just go over to here, drop that in there, and see if we can go across then. There we go. So yeah, we have got little bits just here, which is sort of sticking out. So if we go back into painting and go back onto this, now, oh, it's dirt. I'll be honest, I didn't realize it was dirt. So yeah, we're working with dirt at the minute, but you can just come through, tidy these little areas up here, just so it's not sort of going through the wall too much. Right, let's jump back down and have a look. So, I mean, when you look back in first-person view, I mean, it's still a hell of a business part, this, isn't it? It's still a huge space. And that doesn't look too bad there. Might be just slightly creeping under the ground. Now, if you really wanted to be fussy, you could go back and level it and try and lift it up a bit, but that's when it starts going a bit wrong. So, what I've done as well, just in case things do go wrong, I've taken the auto-save option off. So, we need to go and make sure every so often like this, when we do something, we keep going back and saving it to make sure that all's okay. Just have a quick look and see how our guy's getting on here. He's nearly done. That's not bad at all. Okay. So, this is what we are working with. So, if we go into productions and we go across then, I wanted to do the fish farm, because I think that's something really random and completely different. And it's quite a huge... Look at that. It's quite a huge thing. So this is why I had to have quite a big yard. I mean, yes, it still fits on here fine. We can still put plenty of other things on here as well. So it's a bit tricky camera angles because it's such a huge thing. Now, we need to try and get it level if we can with the wall. It's a bit tricky. I'm using controller. So you have to tap the little bumpers at the top to try and turn it. And it's going to be a bit tricky to try and get it level with that wall. It doesn't have to be level with it. It's not an issue. We could leave it away a little bit so we can just get around the back of it. I think that's as close as we're going to get for level wise. So we could just leave it away a little bit. We've got the ramps there that we need to get up. And it's all on here. So there's no like spawn points for anything outside of what you see here. The fish end up... You can just see the little yellow hatchet area there next to the car park. And then the pallets go in the top corner there. And then the mineral feed and corn and any other little bits go into the little grate just at the bottom right there next to where it says landscaping. You can just see the little grid there. So all we need to do is just make sure we can get basically up and out of each end, the little ramps there. But I think if we just sort of drop this in here, we've got enough room either way. We don't want to waste too much space though. This is the thing. Maybe go up a little bit more, because we've got to try and see what else we can fit on here. It's like a business park, so we've got room to fit loads of things on here. And I want to try and maybe fit another spinnery on here. Oh, the work is just completed. So if we fit a spinnery on here, then we'll be able to sort of bring the wall, because it's just here. Yeah, look, see? There's our wall. So literally, it's just round the corner. So it's not far to bring it across here to another spinnery. That can then distribute it across to the tailor shop as well. So let's just go and drop this in about here, I think. And move it up a little bit more. Just utilize the space. There we go. Ooh. I've ended up inside of it again. How do I keep ending up inside these things? We're going to need to go and head back to the sheep pasture again. Hello, sheep. Sorry to disturb you. I'll be honest, I don't know how I keep ending up in things. Let's just cut through the grass around here. And then we'll cut... Oh, no, I've put the wall in now. I can't get through. So, here's our fish farm. So, this is where you would come up. Everything you need, like corn and mineral feed and all that, goes in here. And then across this end here is... You just in this little bit across here is where the fish pallets spawn. And then that's where you have to put the empty pallets in. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. So we can leave that for now. We've got to put a pallet production on. So I'm just going to have a look and see what pallet production we need to go with this. So just having a quick look at this then. So this is what we need. This is the parrot? No, not parrot. Pallet and barrel production. So this accepts planks and beams into it. and that will give us our pallets out. We also get like wood chips as well, and it will give us barrels if we want that, but we don't need to tick that option really. So we need this one, but then we also need the sawmill, which accepts like the trees in and the logs, and then obviously that then makes us the planks and beams. So I think it will be good to keep all this together. Now we don't want to sort of block too much up around here, so I think if we go, I mean, we could literally, I've turned the little markers on as well, by the way, just so I can make sure that, you know, where things are going to spawn. So if we have a look here, we've got the little marker there by the door. The input on the left, is it? It looks, and then we tip stuff in there. I wonder if that on the left, the little container silo thing on the left, I wonder if that could be the, could that be the wood chips? Maybe that's where the wood chips come from, because we've got wood chips, barrels and pallets. As you see, they obviously spawn in the middle because you've got the little icons there. And then maybe this side here is where you put in the planks and beams, maybe? Yeah, I'm guessing so. So we could sort of put it this way, or we could run it along here. Maybe this is, you know, I think it would be good to keep them, sort of keep it all together, like in this area. Isn't that best? I mean, we're never going to get anything accurate on level wise. But yeah, maybe we'll just move it down a little bit, or maybe should we run it at the back, along the back of the wall here? Maybe this is the better way. See, this is why these things take a little while. I'm literally showing you everything here. Maybe we should do it that way. I'm just worried because the little silo thing is there. Are we going to affect anything if it's too close? I don't think it should do. So we can put the planks and beams in just to the side behind where it says animals. You can see it just goes in there. Nothing spawns at the back, so that we can keep that close to the wall. I think that could be quite good there. So we'll drop that one in there. Oh, it's changed me ground. How dare you? And then we need to look at the sawmill, which is going to give us the planks and beams, which is this one. Gives us, yeah, obviously logs in, trees in. It also produces wood chips and bark mulch, but it also gives us the planks and beams, which is what we need. We need to just make sure this is going to be the right way around here. So I'm guessing we're going to get the bark out of here. I'm guessing them little silos, like the wood chips and bark, are probably going to come from there. And then this side here is where we put the logs in. And I'm guessing it's going to spawn out the front. Nothing at the back. I'm guessing the pallets are going to spawn out the front. So maybe we just move this one up the corner a little bit here. And drop it in sort of around about... I mean, that looks actually pretty... That's pretty level with the wall. Look at that. Did that itself. That's pretty good. Maybe drop it in around about... Bring it a little bit closer. There. That looks pretty good. So it sort of keeps it all contained in its own little area. And then we've got all this across here to do other things with. So I think that's pretty good, that is. Now, we could section it off if you wanted and bring a wall across and, you know, have this as its own little area and sort of section it as different areas. I don't think we really need to. Just one big sort of business park will do. So let's just go into here onto painting. And let's go back to dirt, which I'm still shocked about. I didn't realize that I'd actually done it in dirt. I thought this was, you know, concrete or something like that. I didn't realize it was dirt, but it doesn't really make a difference either way. Oh, we can't get that little bit there. That's annoying. Oh, we can. Just. Right, let's just go do this one. Just sort of tidy it up so it just looks the same as the rest of it. Can we get around to this around the back? Yeah, we can. There we go. Let's go and have a look in first person. Yeah, this is quite nice. So let's just go into here and see what we're going to get in here. So yeah, beams and planks come in. We get empty pallets out. Obviously, you know, you can tick what you want. So we just want pallets. So you'd obviously activate the pallet. Barrels we don't really want. And obviously we're still going to get wood chips. That's just going to be, you know, about 1 million of each. So that's not too bad. And if we just run over to this one here, we should have the same here. think that is where, so here I think is where you put the logs. Then you go and press this here, and it sort of accepts the logs in. So yeah, wood in. It does beams, wood chips, bark mulch. And you just tick what you want, where you want beams and planks. Also, we want both of them. So yeah, this is pretty good. I'm liking this. All right, so there's obviously plenty of things that we need to sort of top up, and obviously we've got no wood for it at the minute, so it might be a little while before we can actually get this, underway. We need to go and plant some trees as well. What do you think about putting another spinnery on here, just to try and help with what we've got? Actually, no, it's productions that we want. We don't want decorations, so we could go for like the normal spinnery, which is this. There is a different kind of spinnery as well as a more of an older spinnery. This one, which is what I used across at the other place. So we could maybe put the bigger spinnery on here because we've got a lot more room. That might work. We could sort of tuck this up here, really. It doesn't really matter where it goes. Might be just better actually put it a bit more down here. A bit more closer to the gate. Just got to be careful when you start seeing the money change, like you can see there, you see. It means it's, I know I'm sort of dragging it over the wall, but it means it's not, the ground's not level. It's detected it needs to do some terrain editing. So we're just got to be a little bit careful as it's going to disrupt the wall. So everything's coming out the front there, isn't it? Pallets go in there and they spawn. The fabric spawns there, but it's not going to spawn because we're just going to send it straight across. By the way, that is a sawmill. I'm not sure if I actually said that's the in-game sawmill. So we could technically use that as well if we wanted to. But I think we're okay with what we've got here. Now, do we use this one or do we go a bit further down here? There's modded ones, what does like netting and wrap and stuff like that. I don't think we really need that. We just need the spinnery for the fabric. So I might just drop one in here. Tuck it up the corner a little bit here. Well, no, tuck it up to the side, not the corner. Out there. Looks pretty good. So we can now bring the wall pallets over from literally here. Across over there. Drop them in here. All's good. So there's other things that we can put on here as well. So there's loads of different like distribution things we can put on. Like there's like extended grain mills and stuff like this. And the one thing I was looking at was this. And it's a multi-production factory. So you put a load of different things in it, which you don't need to put them all in to make it run. You just, certain things go in to make certain things out, sort of thing. But it gives you seed, fertilizer, mineral feed, and lime. Now, it was mainly the mineral feed that I was kind of concerned about, because the fish place takes mineral feed. So if we could produce our own, I don't know what needs to go in to make it, but this factory will make it. Yet again, it's changed my ground to, I suppose really that is the normal colour, isn't it, of ground. I've just decided to put dirt. Now, do we correct this? Maybe, what do you think? Do we go and change the ground? Is that, what is it? Is it asphalt? Yeah, it is. Do we then go and change the ground to this? Might be better actually. So I'm just going to go through, change the ground, put it all the same as this, and get rid of the dirt. We don't really want a business part full of dirt. So let's get rid of the dirt. I'll do this. I'll come back to you after. So that's everything done, and the ground's sort of been changed now. I've gone over these little bits, and as you can see, yes, it does creep through, so I will have to go back and spend a lot more time tidying up around the outside to sort of make it look a lot neater, and then working out what I'm going to do down here as well. Put grass back in or something along here. Not really sure just yet what I'm going to do with that, but it doesn't matter too much because obviously we're floating up in the sky, so it's more noticeable. And yeah, I'm going to have to slightly tidy this up again because it has gone through and done a bit of damage around here, but it was to be expected. But yeah, I think that looks a lot better actually than dirt. So if we go back down to here, you see, everything looks normal when you're from here. You know, you can't really see outside the walls, so it's not an issue. Let's just go and have a quick look at this one here, because this is something different. Oh wow, okay. So we can either make lime, solid fertilizer, seeds, or mineral feed. So if we look at mineral feed, we need hay or potatoes, silage, canola, that will make mineral feed. So these are what you have to put in to make the mineral feed recipe. Which, you know, depending on what you want to do. Seeds, obviously we need solid fertilizer, wheat, and water. That makes seeds. For the solid fertilizer, we need manure, slurry. Oh, this one takes slurry and digestate. Ooh. Well, we're going to have a bit of an issue there, aren't we? Because we don't have slurry. So maybe we need to keep the other solid fertilizer because that just takes manure to make it. This one needs more ingredients that we can't supply. We don't have digestate. We don't have slurry. So lime is just water and stones, but yeah, it's not really too much of an issue. We're not doing stones. We can buy some, but you know, lime's not an issue really. It's cheap enough to sort of, well, I say cheap enough. It's not cheap, but you know, once you buy it, it's not too bad. So seeds, we could do seeds here as well. You know, solid fertilizer, wheat, and water. Yeah, we could do that one. And mineral feed, we can do that. We've got all the bits to make mineral feed. So yeah, maybe we could just sort of sort them out. So that's pretty cool. Look at that. Kabouter. So yeah, we just drop everything in here, and then it'll just, whatever you want out the spout there. Do you know what? This is pretty cool. And obviously, yes, there's a lot of things need to go in to keep these going. Let's have a look at the spinnery here. Let's just jump into this one. So we need to top this one up, and then we're going to distribute that across. So the fabric will go across to the, well, you can see we've got this one here. Yeah, tailor shop. So it's going to go across to the tailor shop. That's really low, you see, it's really struggling. So when the sheep makes some more wool, we can just sort of bring this around the corner, drop it in here. And obviously pallets would normally spawn there, but we don't need to worry about them. I mean, we can have them spawn. Fit the pallets up here and take them over. I mean, you know, it doesn't really matter. We might as well just get it distributed. It saves us one job. So yeah, this is, like I said, it's been a bit of a different episode, this one. I wanted to show you and bring you along why I kind of made this. And there's loads of little things we could do. We could get decorative with all the little flower pots and stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to with this one because it's quite a hefty kind of business park. So this sort of going to get lost a little bit. That other one was a more like smaller, little, unique area. It looked quite nice. There's only a couple of them. But yeah, this one's quite a size. So I think we might just leave this as it is. Might need to put some floodlights up. It just depends. I'm not planning on doing too much at night on this. But we need to sort that field out. We need to get some trees planted. So we'll sort that out in the next episode. And then hopefully we can get things running. We need to go through and work out what we actually need. So mineral feed. We need to maybe get the mineral feed actually going on here. Maybe we could put a little... Maybe we could actually put like a lorry park on here. That could be quite good. Maybe we could actually, you know, get somewhere to sort of store some trailers. There's so much we can do with this. There's a lot of space. We can fit a lot more on here as well. So for now, I think this is pretty good. I think we've got enough things on here. And we need to just start topping some of these things up. So thank you so much for watching this episode then. If you are liking this series so far, then please do drop us a like down below. Leave your comments as well. And also don't forget, hit subscribe, turn the bell notification on to get notified every time I upload a video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.